Write it down. Solve fraction word problems. Mason, that's your first. Fraction word problems with multiplication or division. Example 1, can you read it for me, please, Aiden Jackson? I am. Aiden. Yep.
Jackson spent 1.5 hours practicing flashcards each day for 3 days. How much total time did Jackson spend practicing flashcards?
When you have problems with word problems on the test, you are going to get in the habit of thinking through it very carefully. If you have a half an hour that you're practicing, you're going to make just a drawing. That's a half hour. There's your first number. You're thinking through as you annotate now, well, what is he doing? He's practicing each day for 3 days. So because he's doing it each day, you're envisioning this is actually happening 3 different times. So you have now half appearing 3 times. What operation is this going to be? It's either multiplication or division. I'll take a silent hand this time. Chad, what do you think?
Division.
Any other guesses? We'll say division is 1. Do you think it's multiplication, Tessa? Okay, let's vote, and then we'll debate it out. If you think it is division, give me 1. If it's multiplication, give me a 2. Show me. This is the hardest skill of this unit, hands down. Why do you think it is multiplication? Give me your reasoning, and then I'll let you argue, Chad. Hey, Reese, why do you think?
So after 1/2 it says an hour, and then after the 3 it says days, and usually when it's multiplication, they have 2 different things after.
Okay, that could work for multiplication. The trick is though it could also work for division too. So you're gonna use that as like a way to kind of sift out addition problems with multiplication. But that's a valid point. Does any other arguments for multiplication? Then we'll hear from the division crew. Lauren, why do you think it's multiply? Okay, I'm gonna pause your division. Any other arguments for multiplication? Yeah, Max. James, Justice. Okay, total time could be a keyword. That's usually going to be like addition or multiplication, I'm thinking. Lauren, why do you think it's division?
Because
Okay, Chad, sorry.
I'm thinking it's division because you would do KFC and you would flip the 1/2 that you're dividing, so it would be 1/2 divided by 1/2, and you would use KFC and then it would be 1/2. If you did KFC, it'd be 1/2 times 1/3. Yeah. That is so good. And if you
So is that what you were saying? 1/2 divided by 3, and then 1/2 times 1/3? Okay, so Chad, I love your reasoning, and it's going to help us. Hang with us. Look at the reasoning for division. So if I think it's division, I'm going to look at this and be like, okay, well, we're going from 1/2, we're dividing it by 3. So I'm going to try to solve this thing. And 1/2 times 3, watch my answer. This is 1/6. What does that mean? Does that actually make sense? Well, he spent 1/6 of an hour after practicing for 3 days, but the first day he practiced for half an hour. So in my mind, when I guess and I kind of go through the process of thinking it's division, I'm going to get the answer and not move on. I'm going to think back to what it actually means. If he practiced for half an hour, 3 days, his number should be getting bigger. 1/6 is a smaller fraction. This is not division. Here's another clue. If you're going from a smaller number and you're multiplying by 3, the answer should be bigger. It's happening 3 different times. So we're going to take 1/2, and instead of divide it, we multiply it. 1/2 occurs 3 different times. 1/2 occurs 3 times to make a bigger number. 3 over 2, this is going to be 1 and 1/2. I solved it in the picture space. You could put this whole thing here. 1.5, give me a label. What does that actually mean? Help me get 5 out of 5. Liliana, 1.5 what? Good. So you guys can see that like the work that we just spent 5 minutes kind of debating is going to be your own kind of mental debating in your head as you approach homework, independent work, and the test on Monday. Don't just like pick one randomly and just throw division on without thinking it. Try division like Chad did, but then look at the answer and be like, yeah, 1/6 and 1/2, that wouldn't match because it's smaller. Yes. First question, Chad.
So I thought it was division because you could do I forgot that the 1/2 would change into 1/3, but I thought it would be 1/2 divided by
Let him talk then, Regina.
by 1/2, and then you would use KFC, and I thought it would be 1/2 times 2 over 1, and then you would have that half remaining. So I thought.
Okay, you're thinking through it without the 3 there. Okay, make sure that when you circle it, you look at the numbers as well. Go ahead. Go ahead. Lauren, question.
I thought it was also division because I didn't flip that. I didn't flip that. So I thought it would be a bigger number.
So it'd be like okay, that makes sense. Hands down. We're gonna move on. Can you read that, Max example 2?
Grandma has 3/4 acre of land. He would like to split it into 4 equal lots. How big will each lot be?
Circle the numbers. Find a keyword here. What keyword are you looking at, Aiden? Splitting it up is going to be in your picture. We're kind of separating 3/4. So draw your first number as a piece of land. Logan, outside. Try it again. 3/4 is the land. That's your picture. If you're splitting it up, that's your keyword. Come back in. If you're splitting it up, I'll go grab him. Don't worry about it if he's not there. Cool. Thanks for coming in quietly. I'm splitting this thing up into 4 lots. Is the 3/4 going to get smaller or bigger? If we're splitting it up, it gets smaller. So this means dividing. If I'm starting with a number that you're splitting it up, it gets smaller pieces. That's division. Let's set it up. On the example 2, put division and circle it. That's your first guess. So we're going to try division first. Can I cross cancel the 4 with the 4? Whole class, yes or no? Why can't I cross cancel Justice? Yeah, you only cross cancel multiplying. Keep the first, flip the second, change the sign. Multiply across, and what's the answer for this one, Tessa? 3 over 16. Add a label on for me, Avery. 3/16 what? Yeah, 3/16 acres or 3/16 of the lot would be fine. 3/16 acres. Or Jameson, unprofessional one. Cool. So, 2 more. If you just joined us, we're looking at word problems that are either multiplication or division. It tends to be one of the harder skill in the fraction unit because it just like starts to hurt your brain after you see word after word problem after word problem. We're going to get in the habit of creating a picture that helps us sort out which one it is. You're putting your guess of division or multiplication next to every problem, then you're solving it and changing it if you need to. Read example 3 for me. Jameson, go ahead.
There are 24 students in Mr. Demet's homeroom. 2/3 of the students have straight A's. How many students in Mr. Demet's room?
It's Demet. He is the 7th grade and 8th grade teacher, but you're okay. So let's circle 24 and 2/3. And there's not a picture space for this one, but I still want you to get in the habit of drawing a picture for me. 24 is how many students he has. There's his room. 2/3 of this have stray days. 2/3, right about here, all of these students have stray days. All of those students have stray days. So we're not repeating a number like we did in example 1. We're not splitting this thing up into different sections. We're finding a portion of this whole class. If you think it is multiplication, give me a 1. If you think this is division, give me a 2. Show me. Multiplication 1, division 2. Hands down. A keyword for this one would be 2/3 of all the students. I'm going to box of. If you have 2/3 of that number, the only way to find it out is by multiplying. We are not splitting this up. We're not putting 24 into 3 different groups. We're not putting 24 into a third of a group. We're finding 2/3 of the number. Multiply and cross cancel for me. Cordelia, what do you see that can simplify? Multiply across, what's the answer, Cordelia? 8 times 2 is 16 students have straight A's. Last example, Soraya needs to ride her bike a half a mile to get home from work. Next page, please. I'll give you 10 seconds. Okay, hold that thought and tell me why in just a minute. Soraya needs to ride a bike half a mile to get home from work. When she is quarter of the way there, she gets a flat tire. How far does Soraya travel when she gets a flat tire? Draw a picture for me. And there's her journey home. She goes a half mile. That's the path that she takes. Then when she's at a quarter of the way, a fourth of the way, she gets a flat tire. My little thingy is losing battery, but if you could hear that, it was the sad day for Soraya. What would this be? Multiply 1, divide 2. Show me. Multiply 1, divide 2. If I'm taking a fourth of a number, hands down, Lauren, why do you think it's multiplication? 1/4 of the way is a keyword. You could also see in your picture, is this kind of like example 3, Chad, where we're having like a portion of the number?
Yeah.
So we are having a portion of a half. If you're taking a fourth of that thing, you would multiply. Put multiplication next to number 4, circle it. You're going to be labeling before you even start the problem. Label next to the number, divide or multiply, circle it, and then try it out. So 1/2 times 1/4 gives me what answer? Aiden? Good. Label that for me, Aiden. How do I get a 5 out of 5? Of the way. Or 1/8 of a mile. How far of the way or a mile would work? 1/8 of the way. Yeah. You have 3 problems. 2 of them are multiplication. 1 is division with your partner in the next 3 minutes. You're going to, step 1, read the problem. Step 2, annotate, circle, box, keywords. Step 3, draw a picture, and then guess if it's multiplication or division. Read, annotate. There is 2 division, 1 multiplication. 2 division, 1 multiplication. So in summary, when I say go, you should read it, annotate, picture, and then guess. After you've done that, that should take you like about a minute or more. Then you try to solve it and check with each other if you got the same answer. Go. 3 minutes, 1, 2, and 3. I'm starting with 2. Each bucket has 3/4 of a gallon of water in it. I'm saying there are 2 division problems and 1. Wait, no, I mixed that up. There's 2 multiplication and 1 division. Somebody mixed that around and I went with it. 2 multiply 1 division. That should be it. 2 multiply 1 divide.